Our challenge: a planet at risk, a multilateral system made for the 20th century. Future shock. The increasing complexity of challenges confounds our ability to have clear and shared visions of the zoetic futures we say we want. Our response? Presented by the Futures Hive. Welcome to an interactive preview experience of artifacts in space. 7 portals shared across time by 7 ministries of our future to create a story lab for the curious where hopeful futures unfold. Are you ready? Relax your body. Get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's go.
Creating your future's mindset. First, we have collaboration. Collaboration is when you actively engage with others who can help you achieve future goals and being open to new perspectives and ideas from others. Collaboration really means, in the future mindset, don't go it alone. Up next in the future's mindset, we have confidence. Believing in your own ability to achieve future goals, taking risks, and pushing outside of your comfort zone. Those are futures mindsets that will continue to move your needle forward. Up next, we have positivity. Maintaining a positive outlook towards the future by focusing on opportunities and solutions, rather than just your challenges and setbacks. Optimism and positivity are very future focused. The next futures mindset we have is preparedness. Taking concrete steps to prepare for the desired future. Those steps might include things like research, learning new skills, and creating and following a plan for achieving those goals. The next futures mindset we have is balance. Maintaining a healthy balance between pursuing future goals and taking care of physical and emotional well-being. A person looking out into the future can only do so much for everyone else if they're not taking care of themselves. Next, we have specificity, setting clear and specific goals, and then breaking them down into actionable steps, timelines, milestones to make sure you're actually moving forward towards that goal. That is a futures mindset. Next, we have open-mindedness. Being willing to explore new possibilities and challenges, assumptions about what is possible or desirable. And then finally, we have patience. Allowing enough time to achieve your future goals and being patient with yourself and the process of growth and change. Having a futures mindset really does ensure that you can tackle whatever is necessary in the future if you can maintain those mindset pieces. Write them down for yourself and put them up somewhere where you see them often to remind you, as you're looking out into the future horizon, it's the mindset that gets you there.
7 portals shared by 7 ministries of our future. They include regenerative growth, peace and security, global governance, sustainable development and financing, science and technology, youth and future generations, and human flourishing. Our first stop is the portal of regenerative growth, where knowledge and community unite to build a flourishing future for humanity and the earth. Here, we embrace Ubuntu, the spirit of interconnection, to shape social and economic environments for holistic planetary and human ecosystem management. Imagine a world where education, cultural exchange, and sustainable practices rejuvenate people and the planet. This is a space for learners and guides exploring interconnected growth to ensure future generations inherit a balanced, resilient world. Let's enter.
Future flashcard artifacts that can help you look at and better plan your own future, your own desired outcome. So let's take a look. So future flashcards can be really helpful, and you'll see I'll walk you through a series of 8 here that you can use as your beginner set. So what to do with these flashcards? You want to think about shuffling through them and using them to really reflect, taking a moment to read the concepts on the card and reflecting on the significance that each concept has for your future, the future of your nearby family, your community, and your larger city, town, state, and whole of nation. So how does this concept relate to current trends, and what potential does it have to shape the future? These are the kind of curious questions you want to hold in your mind as you're sifting through these cards. You can also use them for scenario explorations, using them as concepts to imagine how might in the idea of future scenarios. So the ideas evolving over a time horizon of 5, 10, or even 20 years. And you could think about opportunities and challenges that might be present in these future spaces. Next, you want to think about how to explore these cards to think about different concepts that might connect, interact, connect dots. So what combined impact could these ideas carry to really have on the future for yourself and wider reaching? And then apply to your context. So consider how the concept on the card applies to your work, your community, your personal life. And then what steps would you take today to influence or prepare the potential futures the concept suggests? Are you already involved or engaged in things that are preparing for these possible and potential futures? So then you want to save your thoughts, write them down, and review these insights to track your evolving thinking and your informed decision making. Reviewing these cards regularly will really help you in keeping your future thinking skills sharp and impactful. So, first card up is regenerative growth in whole human development. So, just as an example, students learn from the past, from themselves, from others, and in developing skills and pursuing interests. So in this space of regenerative growth and whole human development, what might we think about for the future and growth and development and learning? Up next, we have peace and security, which really does balance interconnectedness and creates inclusion and resilient communities with strong institutions. So what might this card ask you to think about your role in your greater community? The next card is global governance, transformative collaboration, where governance focuses on equity and inclusion to build strong relationships, ethical practices, and foster loyalty and trust. Our next card is sustainable development and financing, considering environmental exchanges and global partnerships for innovative investments and promoting inclusive growth and responsible resource management to ensure access to nature, nutritious food, housing, and essential, valuable infrastructure for all of humanity. Up next is the science and technology card, where we look at discovery and innovation and technological advancements that really do revolutionize education, global connectivity, economic growth, thinking about efforts that really promote lifelong learning, climate action, international collaboration, and lead to the ultimate prosperity for all. Next, we're going to look at youth and future generations, which allows for organic evolution and honoring intergenerational wisdom and contribution from all ages, identities. This really strengthens equity, prosperity, and resilience for all. And it enables a collective wisdom, holistic problem solving, skill development, economic growth for all. That's what this card asks you to call into question and think about. And finally, human flourishing ultimately, and that means well-being for all. So with those in mind, use these flashcards as a way to engage with individuals, yourself, teams, your greater community, to think about how might we create hopeful futures where we're able to think about all and engage in all of these areas that really affect everyone, who are all part of humanity and flourishing futures.
In the portal of peace and security, balance and interconnection shape our future. We focus on building resilient, inclusive communities protected by strong institutions that uphold human rights and environmental sustainability. Achieving lasting peace means addressing poverty, food security, education, and gender equality. Ethical governance and collaboration are essential, both on Earth and beyond. The artifacts within this portal reveal strategies for everything from disaster preparedness, poverty reduction, to human safety in a changing world. In future news, ex-combatants successfully reintegrated through VR peace simulations. World powers sign historic peacekeeping drone treaty to enforce global ceasefires. Sat is a female-led lunar satellite mission representing 108 diverse nations on a mission to educate and empower 12,000 girls globally. In a world scarred by division and discord, Sat stands as a beacon of hope, fervently dedicated to fostering unparalleled international cooperation and unity. With hearts ablaze with the spirit of unity, their mission dares to transcend the confines of geography and culture, envisaging a momentous occasion that unites humanity under the vast expanse of the cosmos. Now, we enter the global governance portal, where human rights, peace, and cooperation extend beyond Earth. Here, we'll see governance systems that ensure every voice is heard in shaping our future, both on our planet and in space. Discover artifacts of evolving models driven by empathetic leadership and inclusive collaboration, promoting harmony and equity. Learn how space law, ethical guidelines, and community wisdom guide us toward a shared future of unity and responsible resource management.
The remake of indie film Powakati has sparked a global movement to advance aspirational capital and reverse the growing mental health crisis called Koyaanisqatsi syndrome, where Koya means life out of balance. Zutix Media released a remake of indie sleeper Powakati, Life in Transformation. The series has become a blockbuster with over 2 billion downloads and is the inspiration for what some are calling the first global political party called Starseed. Others say it's a cult in the making and are placing names of its leaders on the Dragon Net for increased scrutiny. Meanwhile, e-gaming platform Katsi reports its 1 billionth user. Researchers on Lunaville says they have proof of contact with extraterrestrial beings. The United Planetary Society to Assure the Rights to Space, UPSTART for short, has reported that Cosmos Scouts in its moon outpost, Lunaville, has made contact with extraterrestrial beings. Speaking from the Chapel of All Religions on the Moon, Chief Chaplain Gabriel Kipling states that messages have been received by all 9 of the members of the Interfaith Council that could not have been sent by known means of communication. The Abrahamic Religion Alliance has decried the reports as blasphemy.
Welcome to the portal of sustainable development and financing, where long-term stability meets inclusive prosperity. Here we explore how economic resilience and environmental stewardship work together to meet today's needs without compromising future generations. Here we will encounter artifacts showcasing global cooperation and investments in renewable energy, green systems, and thriving communities, and examine the ethics of sustainable space habitats, commercialization, and growth. Renewable energy landscapes. Behold visions of future cities powered by integrated energy systems at the nexus of water, energy, food, and waste. Inspired by Smart Future's vision of 2035, here solar panels capture sunlight, wind turbines harness coastal breezes, and biomass plants transform waste into power. Rivers drive hydroelectric dams, geothermal stations tap into the Earth's heat, and ocean tides power generators. Imagine the possibilities of nature and technology harmonizing for the well-being of humanity and the planet. Enter the portal of science and technology, where innovation meets sustainability, driving human progress and well-being. Here, sustainable technologies work harmoniously with nature, creating interconnected solutions for thriving communities. Human-centric advancements in healthcare and mental well-being promote healthier, more resilient societies. Explore how connectivity, education, and global collaboration revolutionize learning and economic growth. Discover the future of robotics, biomimicry, and precision medicine as we shape a more connected and sustainable world. Echoes from the Valley of Existence by Amy Carl. In this digital era, what will you leave behind, and what do these remnants say about you? What message do you want to echo through time? Do you want to leave your DNA for the future? Bloom Tech, The Fashion Evolution by Wildy Martinez. In this visionary 2050 fashion collection, the fusion of technology and nature takes center stage.
What is your idea?
Well, I guess there's plenty, but one of them is that we need more positive, optimistic, inspiring yet credible visions of a better tomorrow. And so I think, growing up, I've definitely read my fair share of the media, but also just of sci-fi resources, and they're like usually pretty dark. Actually, there was a time, I think, in the 80s when we had lots of optimistic sci-fi, and I think that led to a lot of the technological progress that we see today. But like lately, at least, it's been kind of like become quite negative. And so one thing that we're hoping to do at Foresight with a project called the Existential Hope Project is to kind of like inspire people to think positive thoughts about the future. So we have a world building course and so forth. But the idea here is that like we need kind of like more optimistic and modern version of a better tomorrow that are not outdated, that are not negative.
What is your idea?
My idea is that we have the power to shape our lives and shape the future. And my idea is also wrapped into a hope that we're doing that for the best and highest good of ourselves and each other.
What is your idea?
One of my ideas, because I have a lot of ideas all the time.
Yeah.
One of my ideas is this movement of establishing, the first learning entity in space is going to engage people from across the spectrum. People who are poor, rich, indigenous, urban, rural, young, old, and allow everyone to feel a part of a legacy that they're going to set in place. So I think, what does help? I think it'll inspire everyone. I think it's an invitation to everyone. If you're a chef, a philosopher, a scientist, a teacher, a farmer, there's a role for you in creating this future. And I think it will free people up from the shackles of historic, structures, and actually say, bring your ideas, dream, look up at the sky and come up with a way that you want to live or you want the future to live.
What is your idea?
My idea currently is called Solo Supper Club.
Yeah.
So I had this idea of a thing that came to me of bringing strangers together for dinner, which is something I've been doing for a long time. But just as I've been back here in Omaha and trying to figure out what is it that I want to put into the world to create, and like what I love doing is seeing other people connect over deep and like transformative experiences. And so I wanted to create something that wasn't just a supper club, but it also wasn't just in a home, like private gathering, but it is more communal, but in a public space, kind of to bring different people together, to get to know each other, have a great experience. So come solo, leave with many. Solo Supper Club. That's my idea right now.
Today. What is your idea?
My idea is I would love to have an idea. I don't have it yet, but but trying to get it into me, because I'm coming from Europe, Switzerland, right? And we had really had this energy crisis the last 2 years, right? Like with there was the danger that there will be blackouts. We don't have enough energy. And if I see the universe and all the space, there is so much, I call it free energy around us. And I would love to have an idea how I can, approach this energy to create our own or generate our electricity.
Welcome, traveler, to the final portal of our journey, human flourishing, where we enter the future of human thriving, mind, body, and spirit. Here we embrace holistic health through advances in preventative care, mental well-being, and tailored wellness. Our world supports intergenerational exchange, lifelong learning, and cultural expression through music, dance, and craft, fostering belonging and well-being. Step inside and discover the innovations in healthcare, longevity, and nutrition that shape our path to true flourishing.
Future Flourishscape cards, where you're going to ask curious questions for vibrant futures. So let's take a look at the cards and how they work. All right. So Future Flourishscape cards are designed to ask curious questions for yourself, in partnership, as a game, a thought-provoking exercise, really to look at holistic health revolutions and community resilience. And let's walk through, how does asking curious questions create vibrant futures? First and foremost, asking questions allows us to think more expansively with open minds, ideas, and brainstorming about things that you are curious about leads you to find ways to proceed further out into the future. And not asking questions leaves you stagnant and left in the past. So let's think about some of these questions. I mentioned a couple: holistic health revolution, community resilience. We also have purpose-driven education, sustainable living paradigms. We'll walk through a few more and then cover a few. So we have technology for flourishing, intergenerational wisdom. And go back to that one. Mental well-being renaissance, ethical AI and automation, global well-being index, creative flourishing, universal basic wellness, global compassion movement. So let's take some of these questions and ponder them. This activity is about printing out these questions, cutting them up, having an activity with yourself or team members, a partner. So thinking about things like, what if a worldwide movement prioritized compassion and empathy in every aspect of life, from politics to business to commerce to education? How would this reshape our society? What would that look like, feel like? Start with you personally as you're working through these cards, asking yourself these future-driven questions. How would it affect you personally first? Then go to your immediate nearby family or community, and then stretching out to your larger community, growing regionally. Thinking about your state, your whole of nation. How do asking these type of curious questions begin to think broader, more holistic, and more empathetic towards other humans? This exercise of these cards is really designed as a thought-provoking opportunity to think about your future and how you might support other human beings flourishing in their future.